Good morning, everybody. Some of us that have been in the gutter, that come from humble beginnings, some of us that have been down and needed to figure out a way of getting up and making something happen out of nothing, recognize others that have been through the same thing. So, my advice to you this morning is be like Victor Cruz. And for some of you guys that don't know Victor Cruz, or think you know Victor Cruz, let me wake you up a little bit. The idea that Victor Cruz was a superstar or he was catered to become a football player, it is probably the biggest misconception that you can have. If you actually Google the Showtime special or HBO special, you can actually figure out that Victor Cruz is one of those guys that, regardless of which situation you put him in, regardless of what happens to him, he will never blame the people around him. He will never blame the system. He will never blame the injuries. He will never blame football. He'll never blame racism. He'll never blame being Spanish. He'll never blame anything other than himself for the good or the bad that he does. But I can tell you, there's plenty of good that he has done, and I urge you guys to actually look him up and learn about his story. And I'll tell you a little bit about it. Actually, the story starts with him being abandoned by his father back when he was a teenager. His story speaks about how he had to actually drive his mother to work first, then go to school, take his classes, and even if his classes ended at 2 o'clock, he still had to stay in school until his mother got off of work because he couldn't leave and leave his mother behind. Then he went into the NFL draft and wasn't picked. Victor Cruz was not a draft pick. They picked 245 people before him. Okay, the same way that they picked a different GM for Hudson Kia before me. I'm not comparing myself to Victor Cruz, but you can definitely relate to the adversities and obstacles that people must go through to get somewhere. So that's the only thing I'm talking about. I don't want you to misconstrue this conversation as for you to go put on a suit, a uniform, and go out and play football. But if you want to take that in consideration and compare what Victor Cruz has done, what he does, what he will do in the future, compared to what you can do and what you will do and what you've done before, well, it's very simple. We believe that this is a contact sport. This is just like any other sport out there. There's a few people that will be superstars. There's a few people that won't be superstars. There's a few people that are hurt and let that injury define who they are. And there's a few people that will not let that injury define who they are. So people that will fight through injuries, come back to the game, come back to work, come back to do well, come back not just to do well, but do exceptionally well compared to everybody else around him or her. So, today we are at a turning point at the dealership. For the first time in a very long time, I'm away from the dealership at the end of the month. I'm away from the dealership during the weekend. Number one, the reason why I am away is because William freaking hates it when I'm there. So he probably works out better for him that I'm not. He seems to think that I'm a pain in the ass, that I push too much, that I ask too many questions, and that I take him off his game because I'm always questioning a couple of things that happen, which, at the end of the day, if you don't question, you never find out. So, with all jokes aside, I'm not there. And lo and behold, we have the most appointments we've ever had at the store. We are at the edge of literally a historic weekend at the store. And if you guys don't believe that that's the case, if you guys think that I take these things lightly, and if you guys think that I'm just talking, well, no, I'm not just talking. I'm being honest. I'm being real. I'm being profoundly, acquainted with you guys. This is the historic weekend. We have told everybody, including Jonathan Grant, that we have 42 appointments. So guess what's going to happen? Either we're going to take those 42 appointments, we're going to make something happen with them, or we're not. First of all, the first thing we have to do is that we got to be like Victor Cruz. We have to be that person, that guy that regardless of how bad the football is thrown, you can extend your hand and your first catch and your first sale, your first up, your first TO of the day becomes a one-handed catch, okay, for a 99-yard touchdown. Okay, so if you take that into what we, again, compared to what we do for a living, the first customers that come into the store today, okay, will dictate how the entire day goes. Will dictate if you are a Victor Cruz or you're a Team Tebow or you're a Sanchez. No offense to my wife, but the last quarterback for the Jets was a Sanchez, and I don't think they're related. But yes, you don't want to be a Sanchez. The next thing is that what do you do when you make that one-handed catch? You don't just catch it and say, oh my God, I made a catch, be proud of me. You actually take that catch, you do the shake and bake, you turn around, you stop, you go everywhere you need to go to get away from the people that are following you and score a touchdown, regardless how far you are from the touchdown. And that's how I want you to approach this day. I want you to approach today, okay, as the turning point for who we are, not just within the auto world, okay, but who we are as people. And that's the way I approach everything. Every single day defines who I am as a person, as a professional. Because if you're crazy enough to think that what you do at work doesn't affect your personal life, or that things are different, okay? Now, usually what happens is what people do outside of our business before they walk into our store only affects them if they choose to. But what you do inside the store will affect you forever. Either you will go and do great things somewhere else, either you will bounce around in the store being a mediocre salesperson, okay? Or you rise above everyone else that's around you and be that guy that takes care of everything correctly 100% of the time. Okay? So the reason why I'm actually taking this video is because my mind is clear. I'm not in my house with my kids and my wife. I'm not getting a phone call from William being pissed off about someone stupidity, something that just happened. I don't have Jonathan Grant. I don't have the factory. I don't have anybody here in my ear. I actually took a walk on the beach this afternoon. I went out, had a meal for the first time in months, where I can sit down and ask the waiter about the menu, actually have a glass of wine without having to turn around and ask the waiter, hey, can I get a cup of hot water? Not that that's bad, but I'm just letting you know kind of where the mental state is. I'm thinking clear. I want to give a clear message. And I want to give you a little bit of direction today because it is a special day. I mean, my partner's reaction was, I kid you not, I have the text, holy shit, that's what he said. And we asked a couple of people for help. They're stepping up, and they'll be here this morning helping us out. You'll see who shows up. We've had conversations about having valet come in this morning to help us out so you can concentrate on doing your job. And doing your job is what I'm talking about. Do your job. Concentrate on what you need to do with every single customer. Don't worry about the guy that's upside down, the guy that can't buy a car, the guy that's wasting your time, the guy that's just up and around. Don't worry about that. If you believe that someone will wait the entire month, okay, to come to the store on the last week of the month to shop around, you're out of your mind. You have no clue what you're talking about, and you should definitely calibrate that brain right now and tell yourself there's no way people are coming here today to shop around. They're coming here to buy a car. I tell you what they're coming to do. They're not looking for a car. They're looking for a salesman. They're looking for a Victor Cruz. That regardless of how wobbly, regardless of how many defenders you have around you, you will catch that ball. You will sell that car. Regardless of how many mavens you have telling the customer or you or the sister or the wife that the deal is not right, that she needs to ask for more. Regardless of that, you will make the deal. You will test drive the customer. You will take the customer on test drive. You will smile. You will tell that customer without saying it that you are the best thing that ever happened to them today. You will smell good. You will speak well. You will walk like a salesman. You will smile like a salesman. You will be a salesman, period. That won't take no for an answer. You'll be a salesman that acts like Inspector Gadget, that acts like what's that guy's name? The detective that has a show, famous detective. I forgot the guy's name, but anyway, that's the guy. You find out stuff. You find out what they're doing there, how they got there, what's that hot button. Whatever it is you need to do, we need to sell 25 cars today. I have 10 salespeople. That's the minimum, okay, of 2 sales per person. You should know who to spot. You should know who not to spot. You should know this. You shouldn't wait, okay, for obvious answers when it comes to doing your jobs. I'm urging you, I'm asking you, I'm encouraging you to take care of the store, take care of the customer, take care of the traffic. We're blessed to have only 10 salespeople and have 42 appointments. People don't believe it. We're going to make them believers. Okay? I want you guys to make us proud. Make me proud. Make me believe that it's not me. Prove it that it's not me. Prove it that it's not William. Prove it that it's not Grant. Prove it that it's not Hyundai. Prove that it is you. It is you who makes things happen. Be the Victor Cruz of the car business. Be that guy, okay? Be that guy that can sing that song. Started from the bottom, now we're here. I understand you guys are laughing right now. I understand it. That was the whole point of it. But I tell you this. I'd rather speak to you at 5:30 in the morning, California time, while it's 8:30 a.m. there, because I have no excuse. Regardless of where I am around the world, regardless of where I am in the weekend, regardless of what happens in my life, my business comes first until I can make it second. Make your business first today. Let's have a fantastic day. Let's take care of the store. Let's take care of the customers. Let's make sure that we move the cars from the lot so other people can come in and spend their money. Remember that, okay? And let's make sure that we go to the desk with good information. And if you don't know, and if you want to ask, okay, go ask. But the things that you should know, think about twice before you go out and really not be a Victor Cruz, bottom line. For the rookies, for those of you that just started, today's not the day to learn. Today's the day to execute. Make sure you walk the right way. And whenever you get stuck, you go to the managers, you ask that question, you move forward. Okay? So I expect a 25 car day today. And I expect you guys to perform as Victor Cruzes of the world. And if you guys do that, I expect a freaking video at the end of the night, okay? Doing the salsa. Good luck today. I wouldn't have any other team than the one I have right now. As a team, I don't want no bad attitudes. I don't want no one feeling down. I want smiles. I want winners. I want that thought process from the get-go. If your first customers are there to buy a car, let it not be because of you. Let it be because they can't. Let it be because they're not able to. But everyone drives today, and that is a must. I want to thank you. Thank you for making those appointments. And I would like to thank you tonight, once the date is done, for selling 25 cars. I know it's a little weird. Yes, I'm shirtless, but don't worry about it. You know what? This is how I am. This is how I think clear. This is what makes me what I am. So do not concentrate on the fact that I am shirtless, because it's not important. Oh, don't think where he's at, what time is it. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I care about my business, and that when I wake up